Every country has laws. Most of them make sense, but buried inside the legal codes of nations around the world are laws so bizarre, so specific, so completely unhinged that when you first hear them, your brain refuses to believe they are real. Today, we are counting down 7 of them. 7 laws that are 100% real, still on the books, some still enforced today. And by the time we reach number 1, you are going to question everything you thought you knew about how the world works. Let's go! Number 7. Switzerland. In Switzerland, one of the most orderly, precise, law-abiding nations on Earth, it is illegal to own a single guinea pig. Not 2, not 3, 1. One guinea pig is against the law. Why? Because Switzerland has some of the strongest animal welfare laws in the world, and guinea pigs are classified as social animals, meaning they require companionship to maintain their mental health. Keeping one alone is considered a form of animal cruelty, so if your guinea pig dies and you don't want another one, you can actually hire a rental guinea pig. Temporary companion services exist in Switzerland specifically for this situation. That is a real business. That exists because the law demands it. Number 6. Norway. There is a town in Norway called Longyearbyen, one of the most remote places on Earth, sitting halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole, where it is illegal to die. Not a metaphor, not a figure of speech, written into the law. The ground there is permanent permafrost, frozen solid year-round, which means bodies do not decompose. They are perfectly preserved, forever. Scientists discovered this in the 1950s when they exhumed old graves and found the bodies in near-perfect condition, still wearing their original clothes. But here's the part that will genuinely terrify you. When scientists tested the preserved lung tissue of people buried there since 1918, they found intact, active samples of the Spanish flu virus, one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, perfectly preserved, in the ground, for 80 years. After that, no more burials. If you are terminally ill in Longyearbyen, you are flown to the mainland. The town decided the frozen ground was too dangerous to disturb. In Longyearbyen, you are not allowed to die, and the reason why is more frightening than the law itself. Number 5. Denmark. In Denmark, you cannot name your child whatever you want. The government has a list of approximately 7,000 pre-approved names. If you want to name your baby something outside that list, you must apply for special government approval. A committee reviews the name. They consider whether it could harm the child through embarrassment, confusion, or being too unusual. If they reject it, your child cannot have that name. Full stop. Why does this exist? Denmark introduced the law in 1961 to protect children from names that could cause them social or psychological harm. Names that are too unusual, gendered incorrectly, or that resemble common words are regularly rejected. Recent rejections have included Pluto, monkey, and somehow the name anus. If your chosen name is rejected, you have 6 months to submit a new one. Until then, in official records, your child is simply referred to as the boy or the girl. Number 4. Japan. In 2008, Japan passed a law, officially called the Metabo Law, that made it illegal for people over 40 to have a waistline above a certain measurement. For men, the legal maximum waist size is 33.5 inches. For women, 35.4 inches. Every year, employers and local governments are required to measure the waistlines of citizens between 40 and 74. If you exceed the limit, you are enrolled in a mandatory diet and exercise program. Companies that fail to reduce the waistlines of their overweight employees are fined by the government. Japan introduced this law because the government was alarmed by rising rates of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that increase the risk of heart disease and diabetes. They decided the most efficient solution was to simply make obesity illegal. The law is real, the measurements are real, the fines are real, and Japan has one of the lowest obesity rates in the developed world. Make of that what you will. Number 3. The Philippines. In the Philippines, breaking up with your partner in the wrong way is not just rude, it can be a criminal offense. Under the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act, emotional and psychological abuse is treated as a form of domestic violence. This includes public humiliation, repeated verbal abuse, and, in some interpretations, abandonment without proper cause. But the law goes further. The Philippines is one of only 2 countries in the world, alongside Vatican City, where divorce is still completely illegal. If you are married in the Philippines, you cannot get a legal divorce. You can get an annulment, but it costs between $2,000 and $10,000, takes years, and requires proving the marriage was invalid from the beginning. So in the Philippines, not only can breaking up be a crime, but if you are married, leaving your partner permanently is nearly impossible under the law. The Philippines, where love legally is forever. Number 2. Saudi Arabia. For decades, Saudi Arabia banned Valentine's Day entirely. Flower shops, gift stores, and supermarkets were prohibited from selling red roses, heart-shaped boxes, or any red items in the days surrounding February 14th. Religious police, known as the Mutawin, actively patrolled shops and confiscated red merchandise. Couples caught exchanging Valentine's gifts in public could be detained. The ban existed because Saudi Arabia's religious authorities considered Valentine's Day a Western, non-Islamic celebration that promoted mixing between unrelated men and women, which was itself restricted under Saudi law. The ban was only lifted in 2018 as part of a broader series of social reforms under Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. That same year, cinemas were allowed to open for the first time in 35 years. Women were allowed to drive for the first time, and Valentine's Day was, finally, permitted. In 2018 alone, flower shops in Riyadh reported a 400% increase in sales on February 14th. 35 years of banned flowers, released in a single day. And number 1. Italy. Specifically, the island of Capri off the coast of Naples, one of the most glamorous, beautiful, luxury destinations in the entire world. On the island of Capri, it is illegal to wear flip-flops. Not everywhere, but on the narrow cobblestone streets of the town center, flip-flops and any other noisy footwear are strictly banned. The fine? Up to €2,500. Why? Because Capri is a place of quiet luxury. The cobblestone streets amplify sound dramatically. The constant slap of flip-flops was deemed, by the local government, a disturbance to the peace of the island. Tourists have been fined on the spot for wearing them. Locals know never to wear them in certain areas. So here you have it, one of the most glamorous islands in the world, a place where the ultra-wealthy come to relax, drink wine, and watch the sunset over the Mediterranean. And if you dare show up in your flip-flops, you will be fined more than most people earn in a month. Capri doesn't want your noise. Capri doesn't want your casual footwear.